This lesson is to practice solving one-step equations with multiplication and division. For this first example, we have two piggy banks. Each piggy bank has some number of coins in it. We don't know, but we do know that altogether we have 24 coins in all. So 2 times what number is 24? If you have an answer, keep it in your head. We're going to show some work. So let's draw a balance. On the left-hand side, this says 2 times x. The inverse of times is divide, so we're going to divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1x is the same as a x. So like if you have one Xbox, it's the same as a Xbox. And then over here on the right, 24 divided by 2 is 12. You can go back up here and check that. 2 times 12, yes, it's 24. So this answer makes sense. Oh, that's a repeat from up here. Okay, let's skip that one. We have 18 equals 3 times a number. So the first thing we're going to do is draw our balance. Whoops. It's frustrating when that happens. All right, so this time the variable is over here on the right, and it says 3 times x. The inverse of times is divide, so we're going to divide by that 3, and we have to do it to both sides to keep it balanced. So 18 divided by 3, that's 6. And over here, 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 1x is just x. So x is 6. Ooh, negatives. All right, let's start by drawing the balance. The variable is on the left. It says -4 times x. So the inverse is division. So we're going to divide both sides by -4. -4 divided by -4 is 1, and 1x is just x. And then 28 divided by -4. 28 divided by 4 is 7, and a positive divided by a negative is negative. Remember that little face? If you want to be awake but you're super sleepy, that's a not so good situation. All right, next one, we're going to draw our balance. The x is over here. This shows multiplication, so the opposite is division. So we're going to divide both sides by -6. This side is 1x, which is just x. 24 divided by 6 is 4. And if you are sleeping, you're happy, so it's going to be a positive 4. Now let's take a peek at one-step equations that have a fraction bar in the question. So a fraction bar really means division. All right, so let's say we have this large pouch of coins, and we dump the coins out, and we make 3 piles. And in each of those piles, there's 15 coins. So what that really means is we split this pouch into 3 equal parts, or thirds. And in one of those 3 equal parts, we have the 15 coins. Well, the whole entire pouch would be 3 thirds. We'd have those 3 pieces. So we can actually times this. Oops, where's my marker? There we go. So we can times it by 3 to get all 3 parts of this. But that means we have to multiply the other side also by 3. Another way to think about this is that the fraction bar is division, and the inverse or opposite of division is multiplication. So we're multiplying by 3. Now some people are going to be confused, and they're going to be like, well, 3 times 3 is 9. Well, actually this 3 is in the numerator, and this one's in the denominator, and that says 3 thirds. And 3 thirds is 1 whole. And 1c is the same as just c. And then 15 times 3 is 45. We could also double check that if we plug in 45 for c. 45 divided by 3 is 15. So then we know our answer is correct. see here, I have to exit that to go over here. All right, here's a few more examples. All right, so let's say X in this case, I'm going to say it's a box of markers. And I'm going to cut that box in half. Okay, so because it's out of 2 parts, so we have a half a box. And in that half a box of markers, there are 7 markers. How many would be in the whole entire box? Well, we have 2 halves, so there's also 7 in this half. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 2 because we have 2 halves, and that will give us 1 whole box. 2 halves is 1 whole. So X is going to be equal to whatever 7 times 2 is, which is 14. Another way to think about it is if this is division right here, because a fraction bar is division, the inverse or opposite is multiplication, so we times both sides by 2 to get rid of that denominator. All right, number 2 over here. Just going to swap colors a second. All right, so this time we have something divided into 4 equal parts. I'm going to draw a cookie for this one. We take a cookie and we split it up into 4ths. And in one of those 4 pieces, I'm going to say it's a chocolate chip cookie, and we have 8 chocolate chips. All right, how many chocolate chips are in the whole entire cookie? Okay, so we'd have 4 fourths to make the whole cookie, so we can times it by 4. Yikes, that looks more like a Y. Okay, also though, because this is division, and the inverse of division is multiplication. And whatever we do to one side, we also have to do it to the other side. So again, 4 fourths is 1 cookie. 1x is the same as just x. And 8 times 4 is 32. So again, whenever you see the fraction bar, it means division, and multiplication is the opposite.